Okay, let's try this again. Are we live? Hello, consciously created motherhood. It's Honor coming to you on a Friday. Happy Friday! I'm really excited it's Friday. That means the kids don't have to do school this weekend, and I am going to carve out time for me to play with them and just be here and experience the miraculousness of this amazing life that we are co creating. How are you guys today? Say hi when you come on. Sorry, my take one didn't, something happened, got stuck. But I'm here with you now and for an exciting topic. We're going to be diving in today to talk about the difference between treating symptoms and resolving underlying cause or resolving the problem. Hey, Lori's in the house. Hey, Lori. So come on and join me today for this talk. We are going to just get some clarity today about the difference between treating symptoms versus treating underlying cause, resolving the problem of overwhelm. And I know there's some confusion about this. I can hear when I listen to you, when I get on the phone with you, I can tell that there's a gap here in understanding. So I'm bringing you this today to help raise your consciousness around what power you have, around helping you to create some intentional thinking, intentional decision making, to make some new choices today, make some new choices this weekend, reach out, get the help you're needing, wherever it is that you're stuck in your journey. And sometimes, before we can take any action, we just need to have that one mental shift that is going to help us to see the truth of where we are and that this isn't what we're wanting, at its simplest form. So come on with me, join with me. I'm so glad you guys are coming on. I can see a few more coming. So get settled and as much as you can, give your attention to one place. We think that multitasking is a great thing and we just are so amazingly good at it. And the truth is, nobody's good at multitasking because it's just split focus. It's scattered attention and scattered focus, which then we wonder later, gosh, why am I so tired? Well, because we were trying to do three things at once. And that's an energy leak and not doing anything really well. And also, it's being really inefficient. So, watch now or watch back the replay later as long as it posts. But what we're going to talk about today is the sort of idea of how we think how am I going to say it? With regards to overwhelm, it also applies to anxiety. So, what is the best way to help ourselves to not feel overwhelmed? What are the best ways? So, before we dive in, drop in the chat and tell me how are you doing in motherhood right now? And you can tell me some good news, or you can tell me someplace that a challenge that's coming up for you, but just in a few words, or even just a few words, just describe how you're feeling. And there's a lot going on right now, and these are crazy times that we've never done before. And what I'm realizing is that it's not going away, and it's not going away. And I'm not just talking about COVID. I'm talking about the the pace that we're moving at. It's speeding up, and what is being asked of us is not going to change. No one's going to be like, oh, moms chill out, moms take it easy. We as women are the ones who are going to have to change that. We're going to have to change the pace, change the expectations, take charge of what kind of life we choose to live and begin living it that way. No one's going to give us that. So we're creating that now, meaning like we're in the vice grip right now. And if you're in a place where you're not taking action to get into ownership, radical ownership of your own emotions or your mental state, then you probably are doing sort of a slide downward into overwhelm. And so I want to raise your awareness and consciousness today about what you can do about it. Okay. So, Lori, Lori's hearing mom, mom, mommy, mom, mom. Got it. Irritability. All right. Hi, Irene. Hi, Lainey. So glad that you guys are here. Um, yeah. So accepting what you can control is beautiful, Lainey. Yeah. There's so much, you guys, that we can control. There's so much we can control. And there's so much that we can't. We have to know the difference if we're going to feel sane, if we're going to feel empowered and grounded, right? So let me dive in because, in the essence of time, I am spending time to play with my children this afternoon. We're going to go get some things done, and that and I'm ready to do that. So I'm dedicating the next half hour to you guys, and then signing off for the day. So what most people are doing when they think that they are taking taking time for self-care or slowing down or taking a break. When we feel overwhelmed, it's like we are revved up, amped up, kind of can't settle, can't focus, can't think, or just purely in the collapse, in the meltdown. Everything's falling apart, sort of. The sky is falling, kind of emotions. And um, what does it look like when you're there? And drop it in the chat. So, what does your overwhelm look like? Or you may say, like, what does it look like lately? Like, what happens for you? And I'm going to give you some ideas, and you can be like, yes, that's me. Yelling at the kids. Maybe you're snapping at them, or snapping or resentful at a partner. That happens when we're overwhelmed. Maybe this is more internal. You're just thinking, I should have, or I should not have, or I should not be, or I should be. Comparing. Should be here, shouldn't be. All the shoulds. I'm tired. I'm unfocused, scattered mentally, having a hard time zeroing in or bringing structure to my life, to my house, to my day, to my kids, right? I'm annoyed. I'm irritated. I'm replaying situations. I hear this one a lot. I'm just reliving and replaying things and thinking what I should have said, or questioning why. Why are things like this? Trying to analyze, find the problem. And it's a great chasing of the tail exercise, not getting anywhere. That feeds overwhelm. There's also trying to push through. I've been talking about that in the last couple of weeks, trying to push through. Which means, like, I'm tired, but I'm going to push through that too. And then what's left, like, the bucket is empty, and we hate everyone and they all need to go away. And we just want to lock ourselves in the room. And then what happens? The tears come, and there's just, again, a collapse. And then there's that, like, I don't know what to do to change it at the bottom of that. I just don't know what to do. That's overwhelm. Ashamed of where you are, maybe of what you haven't accomplished that you meant to or wanted to, or I'm just ashamed of how you're speaking to your kids. That's huge for us as moms. We really care. We want our kids to, we know that they're the most precious things in our lives, and we never want to hurt that. And we don't want to give them a reason to lose trust in us and lose faith in us. And so when we act against that, it's crushing. It's really soul crushing. And so those are ways that we kind of get swept up in overwhelm. And now, those are the things we don't like. They don't feel good. So we want to avoid them, or we want to eliminate them. So we're taking steps to take care of us. And we're doing things. Some of them are good for us, and some of them are not good at all for us. And you probably know the difference. So in the category of things that are good for us to bring self-soothing, or to take a break, or whatever, we go for a walk, we take a hot bath, we call an old therapist and try to reconnect. I hear that one all the time. I just put a call into my therapist, and I thought, I don't know, maybe I'll just try to reconnect and have a couple sessions, take the edge off. And you guys, this is the thing I want to just lay out. All of those things, even if they're good. There's also drinking a bottle of wine, scrolling your phone, zoning out on Netflix, you name it, There are lots of options. You could be in the avoidance distraction category, the numbing out, or you could be in the I'm intentionally trying to make myself feel good. But what happens? Like at the bottom of that funnel, you can do any and all of those things to take the edge off or to find a momentary relief or escape from the everyday of your life and what it is, what your marriage feels like, what it feels like to be around your kids, what it feels like to be in your body. You can take a break from all those things, but ultimately you cannot escape yourself. You cannot escape your own thoughts. You cannot escape your own emotions. You cannot escape your children and how you feel when they ask you for things. You cannot escape, on and on. You get the point, right? So the problem with trying to escape it is that we're always going to go back. The problem with trying to escape it is escape means momentary relief. It's like a pedicure back in the day. I hear rumors some people are getting pedicures. I'm not, but I think it might be a thing coming back. But when we try to escape our current reality because that's all we know how to do, we can't even think of doing anything bigger or more. The part we're missing is that we're just treating symptoms. We're just looking for relief from the symptom of what's causing the overwhelm or the anxiety. You get that? Okay. So, sorry. There's a difference between what yoga gives you or what a walk outside gives you. And I just had my walk outside, which is so beautiful. And I was thinking on my way back that I knew I needed that, and that in doing that I connected to my divine self. And that why doesn't this work for everyone? Why is this a temporary fix for people? Whereas for me, it is a real coming home to a sense of fulfillment and wholeness and a reminder of the truth of who I am. Well, it's because I've spent the last chunk of time in my life dedicating myself to solidifying that relationship to my divine self. And I know who I am, and I know what's true for me, and I know what's a bunch of BS, and I know what stinking thinking is and when it takes over. I know the difference, and I have done the work to wire in the thoughts and feelings in me that are going to lead me where I want to go, to laughing with my kids, to being successful in my work, to spending quality time with my husband and really enjoying it. All right. I digress. So, I'm just recapping my notes. I already said all of this on the whim. So, what I want to put out there to you, and this is the big mental shift today, isn't it interesting that we can do all those things that are on paper good for us, but they don't stick? Think about that. We can go to 10 years of therapy. We can go to weekly yoga. We can get certified to teach yoga. We can eat a clean diet. We can go off all grains. We can treat our autoimmune diseases naturally. We can live in harmony with the earth. We can read all the books. We can listen to all the podcasts. You get what I'm saying. We can do all of these things. And yet, and this is where most of my clients fall the category, I'm doing all those things, and yet there is something big in me that has not shifted and totally given up the struggle. I want that thing. This is when people reach out to me, they go, I want to be clear and free of all negativity. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of feeling negative. I'm sick of feeling resenting my husband. I don't want to leave. I'm not going anywhere. And I don't want to resent my life, my kids. I don't want to resent my husband's job. I hear that a lot too. Like, you guys are wasting so much energy on that. So there's a piece that no matter what we do out here, we can't seem to crack open and resolve. It's like it's the untouchable, but it's not untouchable. It's not. This is what we're getting to. This is the difference between treating the outer symptoms and sort of getting that feel good hit versus rebuilding the inner core, the engine under the hood. Does that make sense? Drop in the chat if you get it. I think I am preaching to the choir mostly today on here, those of you who are here live. But rebuilding the engine under the hood. So, what do I mean when I say that? Well, it's the difference between taking a pill to dull a symptom or our perception of it, and learning to resolve at the core level what is causing the problem. It's working at cause versus trying to clean up the mess of the effect. Does that make sense? So that's what we're doing. And it's what we're doing in Awaken Motherhood. It's not what you're doing if you're stuck in overwhelm and feeling like your wheels are spinning, but you're not getting anywhere. This is why. And it's important for me to share this with you so that you don't think that there's some reason why you're failing and everyone else is doing well, or you're looking at it, comparing yourself to others and thinking I should have it together. The should is exactly why you're overwhelmed. You know what I mean? The comparing is a part of the problem. The why am I not there thinking is creating the overwhelm. Does it make sense? So you just get caught in these loops of no matter what I do, I'm creating more overwhelm, and it's so infuriating. And I know when I was there, I was just mad about it all the time. Just mad. And I'd get mad at the kids for needing me, and I'd get mad at my husband for not magically doing a million things I wanted him to do. Just mad. You know, yucky, self-righteous, negative rants. That's in my ugly closet. The old ugly closet. Airing my dirty laundry here today. But you know, I'm sharing this because any of us can go from addicted to negativity to addicted to joy. There's no difference in terms of energy. One's not harder, one's not easier. We're just more addicted to one than we are to the other. And we can shift those patterns of addiction. We can learn how to connect with and plug in with joyful abundance so that when our kids are around us, we're here for them. This is how I look at my kids. Not all the time, but when I'm really present, I'm just soaking up everything. I want to know everything they have to say. They're so precious. Their little brains, how they work. It's so amazing seeing my older daughter launch into independence, and it's just fascinating. And so anyway, living in that awe, living in that wonder that we can have, what we know how to cultivate, we can have. It's no trick to it. It really is a skill set problem. If you are stuck on overwhelm or stuck on anxiety, you might want to be like, it's because of trauma, and my story says this, and my mom said this, so I can never have that. And you guys, it's all story. It's all past. It's all old stuck energy that can move, that can be rewritten, that can be rewired. And you're in charge of that. You are in charge of that. I just want to make that so clear to you today, because I never want anyone to be in here and be like, just give me, lately I had a couple of people in here or on my ad or something like, just give me the answers. I have a couple of people email me and said, just tell me what to do. And a part of me, my heart really goes out to you in that place, if you're in that place, because we all kind of just want the shortcut or the free pass or the whatever. But the reality of the situation is that overwhelm is a big, complex problem that we have created. And there are factors outside of us, yes, but we just can't deal with those when we're overwhelmed, but we can change all those when we're not. And so if there was a two-liner to teach you how to never feel overwhelmed by your anxiety again, then I'd be doing that. But the reality is you're too important. You're more powerful than that. And you're a complex machine. And so to know how to drive your own vehicle and And to create that kind of joy and that kind of connection and presence every day takes more than, you know, a 2-second band-aid. Those quick fixes really don't resolve underlying cause. Okay, you get that? You guys get it? So yes, right on, Leah. I'm celebrating that with you. She says I'm in charge. Okay, and so all right. So I'd written in my notes as I was brainstorming this talk, if we could eliminate overwhelm or anxiety, or those things weren't important to listen to, if we could just wipe that out by walking around the block or having a hot bath, then divorce would not exist. It would not be a thing. It would not be a thing that we would need to leave a marriage or to create a massive life change. The reality is that we are stuck in a paradigm of expecting, this is old junk, you guys, old paradigm. Mothers today, so many, are expecting themselves to be able to handle a level of stress like we've never seen before, that has now become our norm. Like, we really take it in. Nothing is going away. Anything that's been unearthed now is not going anywhere. And it's here for us to resolve it. So we are expecting ourselves, and we're sort of swallowing whole a societal expectation that we'll just handle the more that gets put on us. We'll take it on. Yep, okay, I'm already doing 85 things, but okay, you want me to do 300 more? Okay, got it. All right. Oh, you can't handle that. You're busy. Okay, well, I'll just take that on. Right, got it. Like, so many of you are doing that. And the stress isn't going anywhere. And then we expect to remedy that overwhelm by spacing out for a half hour at the end of the day before we turn out the light and lay our heads on the pillows. Does that make any sense? It does not make any sense. The size of the problem of doing way more in such a way that does not serve us or our children or our families or marriages, doing way more through pushing, through forcing, through whatever, through I have to prove myself to myself. That striving is creating such an imbalance. And then we think we can fix that with a glass of wine, or with a walk around the block, or by going to the gym, or by going to therapy and just venting about how problematic everything is, and having somebody give us empathy. And empathy is an important piece of healing, but it is not the solution. It isn't a new plan. It isn't a roadmap for how to get out of there. All right. So it just doesn't make any sense what we're expecting of ourselves. Think about that. It does not make any sense that we think we can fix the problem. We think it makes sense to keep piling more on, doing more, expecting more of ourselves, and then just, let the steam off at the end of the day for a few minutes. I should be able to do all that and more, and I don't really need any new learning about how to do it differently. That's craziness. That's absolute craziness. So I want to just really shine a light on that and go, okay, what are you expecting of yourself in terms of being able to do what you want to do, but not giving yourself the tools and skills to know how to do it? That's one thing. The other piece is we need to learn to ask better questions. The questions we're asking really suck. Why can't I? How come I'm not able to? I should be able to do this, so why can't I? How come everyone else can, but I can't blank? Why are you so blah, blah, blah? How come you kids don't listen? It's like, it's blame, it's excuses, it's blame, it's excuses. And, every now and then I like a good excuse too. I like it. I'll go there. I'll have a pity party. Sometimes I have to do it. I just want to. So I choose it, but I choose it consciously. And then when I'm done, I'm done. And I'm out of there. And I'm back to doing what works and knowing what works. And let's think about what questions we're asking. So I'm going to give you one. Are you ready? What do you want? It's a big question. What do I really want? What do I want most in terms of motherhood, my health and wellness, my relationships or family? This is my zone of genius, so we're going to keep it to this. But what do you want? And let yourself hear the answer. For goodness sakes, let yourself hear the answer. We're not letting ourselves hear what we want, and that is a problem. What do you really want? Not just, well, just a little scrap of that will be enough. And then I'll be able to hold the 2 million trillion things on me without complaining or starting a fight with my husband because I shouldn't resent him, so I'm not going to. That's ridiculousness. It's chaos. It breeds chaos and drama and disease in us when we hold that in. So what do you really want? If you want equality in your marriage, you want your husband to do more. You want your husband to pull his weight. You want him to show up. You want him to respect you. You want your kids to listen, to respect you. And then for you, you want to like it all more. You want to have fun. You might want to laugh. Maybe you want to have a dance party and really enjoy it. Just cut loose. We had an awesome dance party this morning because my daughter and I were grumpy. and it was divine. It was divine and joyful. What do you really want to have, to be in your life, in your family right now? And I do want you to drop it in the comments. I'm asking you to take action. I'm asking you to claim it. Don't be afraid, but listen to what you hear and hear it and write it down. Okay? And what is the outcome that you most want? What is the outcome you most want? Is it to be, and like, mothers, why are we so bad at this, you guys? But like, historically terrible at thinking big. If you think small, you're going to get small. You know what I mean? You think small. If you feel small, you think small. You are small, you get small results. That's just how it goes. You think big, you get big results. So if you're like, I just want my husband to take out the trash once a week, bullshit. That's not what you want. What do you really want? What do you want? Do you want someone to recognize your greatness? Do you want to own that yourself? Do you want your children to want to be with you? Do you want to be with them? Do you want to live your purpose, realize a dream that you've had that you just haven't made space for yourself to nurture or grow? And so many of mothers right now who are struggling in overwhelm and anxiety are not claiming their worth and not valuing themselves in the ways that is their that in the way that is their divine right, their divine birthright. So when we're so busy minimizing and downsizing ourselves, then we cannot possibly expect realistically to see a change in the way that our partner looks at us. We cannot expect for anybody to want to hang out with us unless we are being that version of ourselves that we really want to be, the joyful one, the loving one, the patient one, the one who has expansive awareness and ability to listen, to hold space for our kids when they're upset and not join them in the tantrum, right? These are the outcomes that most of us are really, really wanting, whether we know how to name it or not. You know, I speak to women every week on the phone, and most of them will say lightness. I want ease. I want lightness, because what I feel now is constriction and heaviness, and I don't know where to begin. Yeah, and if that's where you are, reach out. We can change that. We can change that for you if you're ready to be committed and to take action. And if you're not ready to commit to living your life on your terms, to designing a life that you love, that's okay. Just listen, take it in, and get ready. And you'll know when you're ready. You'll be so sick of the way that it is that you don't want to spend another day tolerating it. That's usually the sign. It's that or a huge breakdown. So where are you now? Are you at a point in your life where you are ready to take action, to name your outcomes, and to line up with them? Meaning, if you are not where you want to be now, then you are not, it means you don't know how to be that. I say with all the love, if you're not living in ease in your parenting, or if you are not feeling able to be present with your little ones or with your partner and you want to be, if you're just busy beating yourself up all the time and you want to be something else, but you're not being that, it's not because you are a failure or inherently a disaster. It's because you don't know how to be that. So give a rest to the judginess. Put the judginess down because it's getting in your way of taking smart action. It's getting in your way of making good choices. Judging yourself for not being where you want to be, total, absolute, complete 100% waste of time. If I sat judging myself for where I wanted to be and wasn't, I would never be here. I'd never started this group. I wouldn't have my business. I wouldn't have hundreds of really, really, really happy clients. That would not be a thing. And there's plenty of time for all of that negativity. We can do it and we can resign ourselves to it even. It's called depression. Or we can go, what am I waiting for? Why am I not where I want to be? Why am I not? If there is a way to resolve overwhelm, if there is a way to start living at the level of cause, to be the creator of my life, to create an emotional, an atmosphere in my home that is light, that is easy, that is joyful, where partnership happens, where cooperation happens, where that's just the name of the game and everybody participates. Like, why am I not living that reality? Why not? Ask yourself, why not? What do you need to do? What action do you need to take? And I'll give you an action if you don't know one. It's book a clarity call with me, and I'll help you to find out if you are ready, if you really are feeling that level of commitment that it takes to show up for you and have the outcomes that you're wanting, have that connection with your people that you're wanting, and to stop getting in your own way about it. The path to resolving overwhelm and everyday anxiety is, I promise you, not nearly as ugly and painful and hard as what it feels like to be inside of overwhelm and to have fear reigning over you and running your life. It's nowhere near as hard as staying in that and tolerating that. I love you. Reach out if you need help. And you can message me to do that, or you can go straight to booking a call, and I will make time out of my life for you to see how I can help you. Okay? Lots of love. Take care of you. I hope you can enjoy some bliss and freedom this weekend. I know I am going to. I'm so excited. Going to the river, clean air. Woo woo. And I'll see you guys again soon. Bye, everybody.